Here are today's episode highlights.
We are wrapping up in the podcast Women's History Month.
Yes.
That's
What a month.
What a month,
It's been
right?
awesome.
It's been beautiful. It's been very empowering. And this episode pretty much just puts a little bow. So today we're going to talk to
Yes.
little Diana, little Janet, little Mindy, and little Argelita, because these little girls in this room need to hear us.
What is your why? And was your why the same back then that it is now, you know? And so it's just kind of a revisit and also to center yourself and to remind yourself of how far you've come.
Is 44 Janet ready to talk to little Janet?
She is. You know, yesterday I was figuring out like how I was gonna write this letter with love, your older self.
We said we weren't going to cry.
I want to hug you.
You know, when I wrote it, I wasn't crying.
For me, it was really tough because I don't want to look back. I don't want to hang on to the past. Don't let love blind you. Choose wisely. Don't ignore the red flags. And don't be a pendeja.
Di, do you want to share?
Oh my God, I hope I can share. Like, I'm already emotional. And my letter is not even like sad. It's just, okay, here we go. Let's see if I can get through this. And don't ever stop dancing. But please stop using that awful Aquanet. Sincerely, D.
The cha-cha-net.
Oh, the cha-cha-net.
The
I love it.
cha-cha-net.
I never heard it.
I honestly think that this is why this is a great exercise, because el que no ha sufrido, no ha vivido. Most days at 50, I look at my life and I think, I don't deserve this. Or do I?
No, que no íbamos a llorar.
Wow.
I know. What happened?
No, you know what? We didn't realize we were going to go that profound. That was beautiful, Argie.
And Comadritas hearing you too. If you question yourself, do I deserve it? Okay, question yourself, but then answer yourself. Yes,
Yes,
I
you
deserve it all.
Yes.
Hey girl, welcome. We've been waiting for you. Bienvenida. We are 4 comadres and we are so excited to have you here. I am Argelia.
I am Mindy.
I am Diana.
And I'm Janet. This is Comadres Unfiltered. Salud!
What's in that cup, Mindy?
Oh, you know,
We're all
just-
drinking tea.
I'm just hydrating. I'm a little boring. And what about that tea? Tea con
really good.
piquete or tea
Ay, me
sin
ganaste.
piquete?
Yo iba a decir, ese es con piquetito.
Hot toddy. Don't hot toddies have?
that what it's called?
Do they have alcohol in them?
so.
Yeah. No, it's
Ooh,
not a
look
hot
at you.
toddy though. It's not a
Okay,
hot toddy.
it's tea. We're being
a
good
hot
today.
tadine.
I like that.
Tadine,
You know
not
what?
toddy.
Yeah, it's not sponsored, but we just love Tadine so much because I'm
Yes.
also drinking Tadine tea.
Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
Right? I really am. And it's not sponsored, but just so that you know that we are genuine and it's true. We love
Yes.
Tadine.
And
Our
we really
kitchen
do.
is full
We
of
love it.
Tadine.
I know.
That's right.
Girls, but honestly, let's raise this cup, glass, whatever flask you have, because today we are wrapping up in the podcast Women's History Month.
Yes.
That's
What a month.
What a month,
It's been
right?
awesome.
It's been beautiful. It's
Yeah.
been very empowering. And this episode pretty much just puts a little bow on our month. And we are going to do it in such a special way. Special, special, special way. Because today we are going to go back in time or travel back in time to talk to someone very dear to us.
Yes.
And that is
Oh, yes.
Ourselves.
our little selves, our little girl, our inner child.
This is like a trend that's been happening a lot on social media. I've seen a lot of celebrities and just average people also
Just
writing
heal.
letters to their younger self.
You know, it's such a beautiful experience because we grow up and we sometimes forget why we were doing this. Who were we doing this for? And there's that little dreamer in here that needs to hear it again and see it and feel it. So today's reflection, that's pretty much it. It's a reflection. It's about to go through our challenges, revisit our traumas even, our adversity, ups and downs, to remind us, really, girls, this is really the point, to remind us how far we've come.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
care if we have reached the North Star yet, but still, the fact that we have reached this point today is, if you look at the trail, like today's purpose is to look back and say, damn, I've done a lot.
I've come a long way.
We've come a long way,
Yeah.
but we don't take the time to see that.
Right.
So today we're going to talk to
Yes.
little Diana, little Janet, little Mindy, little Argelita, because these little girls in this room need to hear us. And this beautiful experience was brought up by
Janet.
Janet.
Oh, you know what? I just was thinking of a way to really collect our experiences and to look at what you just said, but it's really our why, right? Like what keeps you moving, what keeps you going, even through those adversities and all those wins, you know? What is your why? And was your why the same back then that it is now, you know? And so it's just kind of a revisit and also to center yourself and to remind yourself of how far you've come.
Yeah, I know.
Right?
And I think a lot of people will learn a lot from this as well. Maybe some of the, listeners are younger and they're thinking, God, I feel so trapped right now in my situation, right? So any advice that we give of our older selves, they might pick up on it. It might resonate with them. So I think it's really special.
Yes, because today we are actually going to read the letter to our inner child. I did this years ago.
Oh, you did?
I did this years ago. And I have to say, I honestly didn't think it would get me that deep, because it's kind of like revisiting your past, whether it's painful or beautiful. You're revisiting and opening those doors. It's like, just picture yourself walking through this long hallway and you're just opening those doors. And sometimes you had shut those doors forever.
Yeah.
You thought, you're like, I'm never going back.
Yeah.
Right.
But when you revisit by a letter like this, you take a peek inside and you're like, it comes back. Like that feeling comes back. Or you'll say like, wow, now I understand why I had to go through that. Back then I didn't see it, because I can tell you how many times I was mad at God.
Oh, yeah.
Questioning so many things. But now at 50, it's like, wow, I get it. I get why I had to
many
go through that.
lessons.
So many lessons. But it's sometimes we're so busy that we don't take the time to read that letter. So today we are going to be so vulnerable in front of an audience on the other side of this camera, just and with the purpose of inspiring our comadritas watching.
Yes.
Don't be afraid.
That's absolutely right.
You
To
should
write your
not
own
be
letters,
afraid.
Yeah,
to revisit
definitely.
your own why and to look at how far you've come. It's really important for us to do this and to sit and smell the roses for one day and not go through our routines and not do all of the things that are in our head or in our mind and that we have to physically do, but just to stop and appreciate how far we've come.
And there is no rule.
Yeah.
You can write your letter however you want.
Yeah.
You can pick the age of however she was, and or a phase or era. It doesn't.
phases.
There's no rules. You write as short or as long or as deep or as profound as you want, because this is the you talking to that little dreamer that needs to hear you. So, with that being said, is little Janet ready, or is más bien
The little Janet?
45? You take that back. Is 44 Janet ready to talk to little Janet?
She is. Yesterday I was figuring out like how I was going to write this letter, what it was going to include, and all those feelings. And it's so funny that you said like what age you went to. I think my mind went directly to like 5th grade, like 10, 11, 12, like 11.
Interesting.
Like that's where my mind went. I think the experiences that, came later, but that space and going into middle school, I think that's where my mind goes to, and that's where I wrote it from. I mean, it includes a lot of my later experiences as well, but yeah, let's see if I can get through this without
You will,
crying.
girl. Take your time. No hay prisa.
I know.
All of us.
I know.
I'm already like
Te
ready.
diría, no, agua no viene, it's raining. But you know what?
I know.
When was the last time we had a moment like this?
No,
We're always rushing.
I've
Let's
never done this before, by the way.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
you shared that you did. I've never done this
I've
before.
never done
I've
it
heard
either.
of people doing
I
it,
wrote
but
a
I've
letter,
never done it.
but I've never shared it like this.
Okay.
So this is going to be your first.
Yes.
Okay.
Like,
Yes,
una
yes.
cosa es escribir una carta y otra cosa es compartir la carta.
Yes.
And that's
very intimate.
Yes.
It's a very intimate.
Very intimate.
thing.
But you're in a safe space, girl.
We're in a safe space and we're going for it. All right. So this is my letter to myself, to my younger self. Dear little Janet. Oh, ya empecé.
Oh,
All right, here we
That's
go.
cute.
You don't feel like you belong all the time. But trust me, you will find your place. Right now, you're trying to fit in, to sometimes make yourself smaller. But one day, What makes you different will be your superpower. Ooh. You are enough, just as you are. Have faith in yourself and your journey. You will learn from everything. The wins, the losses, the heartbreaks, and the victories. And through it all, you will grow into someone you're proud of. I remember your curiosity, your belief that if they can do it, I can too. You never let anyone tell you otherwise. Not even the boys who were always assuming that they were better. You were always worried about your parents and your family. And you never gave up, and you did your best. You have so many things to look forward to. Love, adventure, deep friendships, and a life that is fuller than you can ever imagine. You will show up for yourself over and over again and for the people that you love. And that's everything. So keep going. Trust yourself. You are exactly where you need to be. With love, your older self.
We said we weren't going to cry.
I know. I want to hug you. You know, when I wrote it, I wasn't crying, but reading it over, you know, it's
Reading
like
it out loud.
reading it out loud.
You know what it is,
I hadn't
too?
read it out loud.
One thing is to write it, and one thing is that you're hearing yourself, and you're literally picturing. I think you're literally picturing her.
Yes.
The little girl.
That's what I think it
That's what
is.
it gets you.
You know, you start writing a list of all of the things that, you know, your highs, your lows, and very specific things. And then you start taking lessons that you learned from them. And what I've realized is my why, you know, we're talking about the whys. I'm like, that little girl knew that we were destined to do what we're doing now. Like that little girl knew. All those little examples that came to my mind when I was writing the letter, I was like, how did she know?
Isn't that marvelous?
How did she know that she was supposed to do that?
I know.
You know? How did she know to like switch lunches so that she wouldn't join a gang? You know, how did she know that she needed to go and do the thing that wasn't done before? Like, how did she know that? But she did. And she was the first to do it, you know, of people that she knew. So little things like that, I think the thing that I learned was, you know, we need to trust ourselves a little bit more. And another thing is, looking back, I think the good, the bad, and the ugly, like I wouldn't change anything because where I'm sitting right here with you girls and the life that I'm living is a culmination of all of those lived experiences.
It really is.
You know, I don't think I would have met Carl. I don't think I would have continued to, had I not had things move me off my path.
Like even your career.
Yes, even my career. Yes.
Because you never thought of being in front of a mic when
Again.
that little girl felt like she was not belonging.
Absolutely.
Y mira.
Yeah, it was all just saying yes.
Yeah.
Yes to things, even if they scare you, you know? And I think that was a lot of where I was at, and just say, you know what? It's okay that nobody else is doing this with me. I'm going to do it. And so saying yes, I want to say going back and just doing it even if you are scared.
Yeah.
Because it's not about not being scared. It's just about doing it anyways.
Yeah. Destined.
Very nice. Very
You know, I
touching.
honestly think we all have a destiny.
Yeah.
Yo sí
Yes.
creo que ya Diosito nos pone aquí con un plan. Everyone has a purpose, has a plan. There's a destiny. Obviously, we don't know that.
Right.
But only He knows. But even when we're going through those chapters, you know, where you're like, what the heck? It's part of the game.
Yes.
That's taking us to our destiny.
I have this weird thought that, and I believe in God and all this. I just feel like God has like a book written for each person, and everything's already pre-written. Like you said, everything's already destiny. Él ya sabe everything that happened to us and everything that's going to happen to us.
You can't avoid it.
And where it ends and where it starts and everything, the whole journey. Like it's a book.
Yeah.
I don't know
a
why.
beautiful
I
way
feel
of
like
seeing
we
it.
all have a book. That
You know,
we come
kind of
with.
like a GPS, right?
Yeah.
We put our location, and that's our destiny, right? Destination at the end. But then pasa algo en el camino, you're like, oh, I'm not going to pay attention to that.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take my route. But then what happens? Rerouting.
Yes.
It takes you back to where you're supposed to be.
Yeah.
And I think that's life.
Yeah.
A book, GPS, we can't fight it. We can't avoid
Right.
it. Yeah, you're right. We can fight it. But then at the end of the day, it's like it takes us back to where we're supposed
It's
to be.
pre-written.
Totalmente. Yo estoy contigo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see.
Huh.
Janet, amiga, thank you for opening your heart. I know it takes a lot, but you've come so
my
much so
goodness.
far in this podcast for you to propose this topic, for you to say, let's write a letter to ourselves. I mean, when I did the first time, it was hard, but this time I think I got it. But it just says a lot of you, about you, that you're ready to not hide anything and just be your normal. Well, you've never hidden anything, but just to share more of you with the world.
Yes.
You know, like you.
Yeah,
not-
I was definitely a lot more reserved. You know, my girlfriends knew me in and out because I overshare. I overshare, and you know that. I share everything. But you know, yeah, with the outside world, like I'm very reserved when it comes to that. But you know what? These are things that we get your messages, honestly. We get all of the comadres' messages, and they inspire me. Like the things that we talk about, you know, that resonate with a lot of the comadres out there. And this is something that I saw that I thought would be really special for me to go through this practice, you know? And so I'm like, if it means something, then maybe it could mean something for someone else,
Same.
you
Yeah.
know, to
Very nice.
revisit and just hug their younger selves, you know, give a big hug and say everything's going to be okay.
It is going to be.
That's
And it
great.
is okay.
Yeah.
You are okay.
Yeah.
And we had to do it for this podcast because I hadn't done one. You said you did one. I hadn't done one for myself. You hadn't done one either,
Never.
right?
I think it's a great exercise to do. For me, it was really tough because I don't want to look back. I don't want to hang on to the past. I want to look to the future.
Same.
So I kind of put that to rest already. Like, you know what that was then? It was kind of, you know, some
Yeah.
parts were shitty. I'm not saying my whole childhood, you know, was crap.
Right.
I'm just saying that there was a lot of parts in there that were really, really tough for me.
Yeah.
And who wants to revisit that?
Right. Kind of
Not
like
me.
the doors you were saying, like if you're
me,
walking through
not
a
me,
tunnel. Yeah.
Not at all. But I did want to do the exercise because I wanted to see like how far have I come.
Yeah.
But it was uncomfortable. I must admit, I don't like it.
Really?
No, I don't like it at all. I didn't like it. I wasn't.
You were
know,
kinda
when you
hesitant
proposed it,
about
I
this.
was hesitant.
Yeah.
I was like, well, I want to move forward. I don't want to revisit the past and open wounds and all
But
that.
it's not about revisiting the past per se. That's not the objective. The objective of this letter is to talk to little Mindy. ¿Me entiendes?
Well, I had to revisit the past to talk to the little Mindy.
You can, but you don't have to, because what you can also do is tell little Mindy what's ahead. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to remind little Mindy the past because she's going through it. But what you can do at this point in your life is tell little Mindy that it's going to be okay, because let me tell you a little secret. And then you begin to give her what's ahead of her because you've lived it. So I think that's another angle of seeing the letter. If it's too painful to go to the past, I get it.
Yeah.
Es
Yeah.
totalmente. But what
And
you
my
did,
letter's a little bit different than Janet. The way she read it, mine is different. Mine is you'll hear mine in just a bit.
But that's the beautiful part. I love it. I love
Yeah,
that
I
we each
love
take
it.
our interpretation.
Exactly, so
of it.
different.
Well, let's hear it.
might as well,
Yes,
since we are already
go for
with
it.
you.
Are you
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm
let's
ready.
do it.
So
Tequilita.
I know. I wrote it a little bit different.
Yeah.
right.
That's okay.
Como te dije al principio,
There's
there are
no-
no rules.
There's no rules.
There's no rules.
It was my own style.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to take myself back in just a different way. Instead of like a
Yeah.
letter overall, I wanted to, I actually dove into my different phases of my age, right?
Okay.
So here we
I
go.
love
Here we go.
that.
And I'm going to try not to cry.
Even if
Se
you
vale
do,
llorar. It's okay.
exacto. Allá tenemos la caja de Kleenex.
Okay, dear younger self, if I could give myself advice at every phase of my life, I would tell her this. Age 6, enjoy your birthday and the homemade cake that your mother made for you. Because she could not afford a perfect bakery cake, but this would be one of the best cakes even if it was lopsided.
You're doing great, huh? Coma.
Okay,
Those are
enjoy every
beautiful.
bite and don't feel like you're missing out. Your mom made this with so much love. Anyway, I cry really ugly.
That's okay.
Tell that to little Mindy.
It's like, Mindy, catch your breath, right? And the reason I said this is because every time we would go to the bakery, I would look over at the beautiful cakes, right? And just like wish that my mom could buy me that cake for my birthday that's coming up. And it didn't happen for many years. You know, she would always bake the cake from the Betty Crocker, and then she would design it on top, and it was always super lopsided. I have pictures of that.
Those are still my favorite cakes.
I know.
I still wish my mom would make me a cake.
They tasted so good. They looked ugly, but they tasted so good. And
Yes.
those were the things that sometimes I was kind of shy about, like, oh God, really? Like, that's the cake? But now I look back and I'm like, wow, you know what, little Mindy? Enjoy that cake.
Yes.
You know? Age 7, use your words and don't be shy. One day you will wish you had the courage to. Okay, age 9. Tell your favorite teacher, Miss Rodriguez, just how much she means to you and how much you appreciate her taking you out to the movies and buying you popcorn because she will not be around for long. Age 10. Have courage to stand up to your dad. And don't get into that car while he's drunk. The feeling of dying hundreds of times was not worth the anxiety and fear. Speak up. Age 13. Walked my mother across the bridge after her water broke and she was in labor pain. And don't take no for an answer. Even after she insisted you turn back and go home, hold her hand. Keep her company all the way to the hospital so she's not alone. Age 15. High school can be very cruel. Stop wearing sweatpants under your jeans in hot weather to make you look more curvy. And stop stuffing your bras so you can blend in with the popular girls. You are unique and a late bloomer. Embrace your awkward phase. You will love your body at some point.
Yeah.
I was so worried about looking voluptuous. Well, I was a little stick, right? And being bullied.
Y mírate ahora.
Oh my gosh. Age 18. Stop hanging around with the wrong people. And don't let them pressure you to do things just to make you think that you're cool. None of those teens were cool. Always stand up for yourself and create your own path. Age 19. No, you are not going to die from your first breakup, even if it feels like the end of the world. As a matter of fact, you will survive many more breakups. It's okay. It's part of life, and you will learn so much about yourself. Age 21. Stop doubting yourself and take those opportunities that are being given to you. It's okay to be scared. But do everything in your power to learn, practice to be the best you can be. Find good mentors that inspire you to keep you going. Age 25, learn about finances so you don't spend every stupid penny on dumb shit. Just to try to impress people. Learn to save money. Learn to buy real estate and investing so you can build your path to wealth early on. Age 27, spend more time with my brother and my father because they will not be around for long. But realize that you can't save anyone unless they want to change for themselves. Age 28, even though your wedding engagement was over and you felt like it was the end of the world, you dodged a major bullet. You will survive major deceptions and disappointments. Life will take a major turn, but many happy moments are ahead. New amazing adventures are about to begin. Age 35. Dating is tough, but don't lose hope. Your person is out there. Enjoy the process and learn from each experience. Don't let love blind you. Choose wisely. Don't ignore the red flags. And don't be a pendeja.
I love that. I love that. I love that.
Age 40. Don't be afraid or ashamed to ask for help during postpartum depression. And seek therapy to get you through the dark times. This too shall pass, and you will be a loving mom. Age 49. Divorce might feel like the end of your life. Trust me, it's only the beginning of many good things to come. Have faith and trust that God has a path for you that's greater than you can ever imagine.
Yeah.
Age 55. You've come a long way. You have survived so many challenges. You don't care what people think anymore. And you do what makes you happy. You live with purpose and count your blessings. And you remember that you did not come this far to only come this far.
Oh my gosh.
Little Mindy, the best is yet to come.
Oh my.
Mindy, you said your letter wasn't like hers, but I loved it.
I loved it so much.
What a great letter
Mindy.
to
Thank you
yourself.
for sharing that.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
That was really beautiful.
That was really
Mindy.
hard, guys.
Yeah.
The first, what is it, 4 or 5? I couldn't even. I'm sorry that.
Don't be
that
sorry.
I choked up, guys.
You don't have to
Oh my gosh.
apologize.
I hope they can hear what I'm saying. It's like, does it need a voiceover after this? I could not even talk. I'm
We'll
one of
dub
those
it.
people. I'm one of those people that cry really ugly and I can't even talk.
No, it was beautiful.
It was
Mindy.
beautifully read.
You faced the fear of
Yeah.
sharing so much.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a lot, and that's why I didn't want to share or,
did
or do
open
this
those
letter
doors.
because,
Yeah.
yikes, this is tough. This was really tough to
Yeah.
go back into that. Like I call it like a movie,
Yes.
an old movie. And I bet, and this is only a snippet of
yeah.
what I went through. I went
course.
through a lot.
Right.
Of course.
And in between all those, dips, there were so many wonderful memories too. I don't want to say
Right.
that my, childhood was, it was all terrible. No,
Yeah, yeah.
no. Yes, it was like a roller coaster, the
Same.
ups
Yeah.
and the downs, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah.
remember all of that. I could write a book. I'm not even joking.
You know what?
Well,
I was
you
gonna
should
say,
write a book.
We
of all
can
the
all write a
challenges.
book, and everybody should be able to write a book, publish it or no publish it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, for who? For your daughters, for
Yeah.
our daughters, and
Yeah.
for the ones that are coming after. Because just kind of what Patty Rodriguez said the other day
Yeah.
in our episode, how like we have the DNA of our
Yes,
ancestors from like
that's right.
1,000 years ago.
That was profound.
Imagine.
profound.
That's why writing a book with what you left in between, because there's so many in between.
Oh,
Of course.
there's
I
so
mean, this
many.
is
So
55 years of living through ups and downs. That it wouldn't be a bad idea
It wouldn't
at
be a
all.
bad idea.
I would encourage all of us to write a book about our life. You never know
Absolutely.
who you're going to inspire.
Not only that, pass on your stories to the next generation, you know, to your kids. How many stories, like, we don't know about our own parents, right?
Right.
And the kids don't know about us,
What they
you
went
know,
through and all that, all the challenges.
yes. And you don't share a lot of those things yet because you're still
Exactly.
molding them, and my mom and probably our moms are sharing now stories with us that they never shared before, and there's always something that comes up, and that's always been something that I absolutely want to do. I want to record their stories,
Yeah.
which if
What
I
a
can
great
share,
idea to record it.
yes,
Yes.
to record it
In
which,
their own voice,
yes,
Yes.
telling you
yes.
what they've been
While
through.
they're still here.
Yes.
And they still remember.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is absolutely it. We need to hear more of those stories, and they're prompted by questions, right? Like, what kind of dream did you have? Which is something that you asked to
My
your mom
mom.
earlier. But this is all to say that a pause and a little announcement. But we are going to team up with a book that helps us bring these stories to life, whether it be our own or of our dear ones. So we're going to
Yes.
share those with you guys so that
That's
we can
nice. I like that.
hopefully all come together for Mother's Day and maybe share some of those excerpts.
Oh, I love
I
that.
love that. I love
It's
that.
exactly that, Mindy. It's telling the stories.
And you know how I know right now your story connected with so many women listening in so many ways. Like I've known you for more than 20 years, Coma, and I think I know a lot of you.
Yeah.
But honestly, right now, like I learned so much of you when you were a kid because
Yeah.
obviously we weren't in our lives.
Yes.
So for me to see that window of your upbringing with the cake alone is like, wow, we could have been the best of neighbors and the besties because we shared literally the same experience. You know, our moms doing their best with what they could with a Betty Crocker cake, and I have pictures and you have pictures, and that connecting those stories with all of us. And me getting to know more of you, that's even more beautiful. That I get to know more of you and you and you, and that's we think we know each. We think we know everything of us, and we don't.
There's so much.
There's so many layers.
Yes.
Like
And these are like frames of like a movie frame.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
different parts of my life, different ages. You know what I went through, and there was so much that I could probably write a book, and I just kind of took snippets from it, and it took me through a ride.
But these are core memories, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's definitely core. If what you were able to share in the letter is because it literally stood out
It's a
because
core
it's
memory.
a core memory.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's really what it is, and it's your story.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful story.
It is a beautiful.
I know it wasn't easy,
Yeah.
but
No,
look
it
at
wasn't.
all
It was
of
not easy.
each part is why you're here.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I kept thinking, how do I put humor into this shit? This
You
is
did.
hard.
You did, because you made me
Hold on a second.
exactly. You made me laugh through the
seas
tears.
pendeja.
No
Like,
seas
oh my
pendeja.
goodness.
Yes.
Oh.
Ay,
I just,
ay, ay.
I don't do good with crying.
Yeah.
See, some women cry pretty. I cry ugly.
I'm an ugly crier. I don't like my
I don't
crying.
think I've never seen anybody cry pretty. Todas nos vemos
Yeah, but
a little
some people,
silly.
I love when people cry and they can talk. I can't do that. Like I
Those are not
Oh my
sincere
God.
tears.
But anyway,
It's
what can I
curioso.
say? It's just the real me.
Exactly.
the real
Yes,
us.
it is. That's the real.
You know, we're all a
you.
little bit different, and we all cry different.
The only
so.
beautiful criers are the ones in the movies. And they're acting.
And they're acting.
And they're
I was
acting.
just
But
gonna
honestly,
say.
yo
I
también
get
cuando
choked
lloro, que soy bien chillona, I don't like to see me cry. Not because I don't like to see me cry. I just don't like how I look.
Oh God, it's horrible.
I'm like, why can't I cry like J-Lo? You know? Literally, I just say that.
No, even remember there's that meme of Kim Kardashian ugly crying.
yes.
I mean, you know.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
That's
It
true.
So there you go. See?
It's emotion.
There's ugly
It's
cries.
emotions. Oh my gosh.
Di,
well,
do you want to share?
Oh my God. I hope I can share. Like, I'm already emotional. And my letter is not even like sad. It's just, okay. Here we go. Let's see if I can get through this.
You're not alone, girl.
I know.
You have
I know.
your comadrita.
And it's not even a sad letter. I'm like, gosh, okay. It's not really emotional, but I wrote a letter to my 18-year-old self because I thought I was like, I'm 18. I just graduated high school. Look at me. I'm going to college. I felt so independent, even though I was still under my parents' roof, my strict Mexican parents. But I don't know. I remember just feeling like very like, this is it. Like, I've got freedom now. And I really didn't. But it's a letter to.
You felt like you were the shit.
Yeah, I did. I did. So here we go. Dear 18-year-old self, I'm so proud of the girl you are right now. Look at you, getting ready to go to college to pursue a career in journalism. You've already made mom and dad proud. This attitude you have right now, this sense of accomplishment and independence you feel, don't let it diminish. Life goes fast. Slow down. Enjoy every single day of your life. Give thanks for every experience. Sorry. Fall in love. Get married. Have babies. Buy your dream home. But know that there's more to life than just reaching those milestones. Never stop learning. Take up new hobbies. Travel the world. Learn to invest your own money. Enjoy your own company. And not like a business, like your own company. That loud laugh of yours, make it louder. Don't dim your light for anyone. You are already loved by so many. Believe in yourself the way they believe in you. There will be many people in your life that will play temporary roles, and that's okay. That's not a reflection of you. Love yourself so much that when these people no longer play a role in your life, it won't feel like a loss. You are worthy of love, all of it. Romantic love does exist. Stay humble and practice gratitude every day. I know living at home right now seems so pathetic, but trust me, enjoy those home-cooked meals. Enjoy mom still doing your laundry. Your car insurance is still handled. All the bills are paid. And the care and concern for your well-being when you're out late. even if it's just till midnight. You don't know how to play sports still? Don't worry. It's okay. Keep that passion for exercising. Trust me. You'll need it in the future. And don't ever stop dancing. But please stop using that awful Aquanet. Sincerely, D.
The cha-cha net.
Oh, the cha-cha net.
The cha-cha net. Cha-cha net. We call it cha-cha net. Oh my God, D. That is beautiful. Talking to your 18-year-old D.
18-year-old,
feeling like because she was ready to take on the world.
Yeah. At 18, like I said, I had just graduated high school and I just felt like, oh, here we go. Here I come. You know?
When did you get married? At what age?
I got married at 24.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a little gap.
So this was
a little
before
gap.
I met my ex-husband, my now ex-husband.
That was before 9/11, as I call it.
Yeah. Before 9/11. Yeah, exactly.
Is that what you call it? Oh my gosh.
I call it divorce the 9/11.
So yeah, that's just like my little letter to
sweet.
myself, like stay positive. I felt like I was
I imagined you.
Yeah, I
like
felt
this
so like
18-year-old.
woo, you know, and I kind of feel like I'm there again today.
That's what I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you.
Yeah.
It almost seems like, yes, at this point in your life, you're talking to 18-year-old D, which I would have loved to have met you because I think it would have been I think we have a lot in common in
That
the
would have been
perseverance and like just go get it, right? Pero siento que estás like there's like a rebirth in you.
Yeah.
And I feel like you're reading to 18-year-old D, but it's bouncing back.
Yeah.
Because that 18-year-old said, well, girl, this is for you too.
Yeah.
And I think that's why you're like this.
This is for you too now.
Emotional.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Present.
It's like that, you know, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Like I think you wrote something in your letter about being in places with people who, you know, bring you up. And it's like, that's kind of where I feel like I am right now. Take advantage of the opportunities. Is that what you said? Take advantage of the opportunities that are handed to you or that are given to you. And I kind of feel like that's where I am right now. And like all as awful.
And I'm glad you're taking those opportunities.
Yeah.
See,
Yeah.
the reason I put that in my letter was because I did not take those opportunities. They were always there.
Yeah.
See.
But I didn't go after them.
Right.
I was like, oh no, I'm not good enough for that.
Right.
I'm going to shy away from that. I took a few. I didn't take them all. And that's why I'm telling my younger self, you know what? Do it.
Yeah.
It's scary as shit, but just go for it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm glad that now because we're more mature now.
Yes.
We know that when opportunity knocks, you open that freaking door.
And you
And believe in
run with
myself.
it.
And you believe we have more confidence. And we don't
Yeah.
give a shit what people think anymore.
Yeah.
It's like, you know what? You don't like it? Too bad. I'm going to go for it.
Right. Yeah,
I
no,
love
when
that.
I was in college, I remember I had like professors who like loved me and they were like, you should be an entertainment lawyer. You should go to law school. You should do this. And I had a lot of people believing in me and you could be this and you could be that. And I don't know, maybe I was like more scared then. Obviously I was younger.
I think you were scared.
Yeah. And like now I feel like I'm getting those same kind of,
Right.
you know, affirmations from others. Like, Diana, you should do this. Diana, why don't you do that? And I'm a little scared, but I'm like, not this time.
No,
not this
I'm
time.
scared.
Like, I
You
need
can still be scared.
Yeah.
But now you're like, I'm going to go for it.
Yeah.
As scared as I
Anyways.
am, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Do it
so,
anyways.
Like
so
that.
that's where I feel
I mean,
like
you
I am
are
right now.
young.
I love it. See, we have
And
another
it's never
opportunity.
late.
Yes.
It's not late. Life is not over. It's not
Right.
late for you too. Now that your daughters are kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
they're getting their own rhythm
Yeah.
and you're having more time for
Right.
yourself. This is a time where I think the universe is telling you that thing that's been up on a wall, como que ya es hora que vas pin it down and start
Yeah.
working on it because you don't want to be 60 or 70 like, oh, I should have done it when the
Yes.
second time it
Right.
came to my head.
Right.
So don't think about it too
What is
much.
it? You don't regret necessarily things that happen. You regret the things that you didn't do.
Yeah.
Right.
And so it's one of those things that even I would say now, but everything that has happened before this point, like if you had taken some of those opportunities, who knows where you would have been?
Who knows?
Exactly.
There were big opportunities. Yeah.
And so, but maybe they were meant to be, or they would have completely changed your life.
Exactly.
And to be where we are right now, sitting where we are, we had to
Go
have
through
those
it.
misses.
Yes.
We
That's
had
true.
to. There's had I gone to a different college, had I gone, you know, it just would have been a completely different
all
me.
those roads led to this.
Absolutely. And you're good.
You know, and we're talking crazy roads. You know, I went through a crazy road, and I think all of us had our crazy paths and our ups and downs and dozens of challenges. And am I good enough? And can I survive this? And what have I done? And I just want to inspire other women out there that no matter what stage you're in, 40s, 30s, 40s, 50s. You can still reinvent yourself.
Yes. Absolutely.
You can still do it.
Yes.
You can't say, well, I should have done it when I was younger. No. This is a time to do it. Even if you're in your 50s like I am, you can reinvent yourself.
You'll never be this young again.
Exactly.
You'll never be this young again.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
And I read a quote somewhere there. It said, if you think 40s were great, wait until you get to your 50s. Like, they're fabulous. But 60s, like... I'm like, oh my gosh, what's happening at 60?
I know.
I'm like wow. curious now. But I really do think that for some reason, siempre he dicho, everybody has to go through some adversity. No matter who you are, I don't care if you're rich, poor, in the middle, whatever. Tienes que pasar por adversidad. I'm not saying poverty, I just adversity, challenges, issues, trauma maybe. And I always feel like if it doesn't get you in the beginning, like it got me in my childhood years, it's going to get you somewhere along the line, because that's the only way for us to grow and to mature and value. Exactly. So I am very grateful now that I went through a lot of crap when I was young, but obviously when I was a kid, I hated my life. Like, of course, this is not fair. ¿A qué vine? ¿Para qué me trajeron a este mundo a sufrir? Like, why am I here? So I honestly think that this is why this is a great exercise, because el que no ha sufrido, no ha vivido, creo yo.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
What a great quote.
El que no ha sufrido no ha vivido. I mean, I'm not saying I'm encouraging sufferment, but it's the only way to grow thick skin.
Yeah.
Right? That's
and,
true.
And also to appreciate.
Gratitude.
To differentiate like the hard times with the good times.
Yeah.
You savor the good times more when you've been through some adversity or some challenges.
You appreciate
really
all those things.
You really
and
do.
know you can get through it, right? Because now looking back, you're just like, wow, I thought that was super rock bottom. And look at all I've accomplished since then, right? And so when you think you're in the darkest moment of your life, it's just so hard to see the light at that end of the tunnel.
Yeah, because you don't know what's next.
You don't know what's next. And so it's just a reminder, all these stories, I think, just revisiting just shows you that you can get through it.
Yeah.
And that there are better times ahead. And that's for every stage of your life, and there will be other bumps on the road, and you will get through them too. So that's a good reminder. Like, you just even reading the letters, I think it just shows you that no matter how difficult times are right now, it's gonna get better.
And that you're strong enough to handle it. Even some really hard times. Right? It proves to you, boy, I survived all of this crap. This is wild. When I thought I couldn't no more, I overcame all this. And that's important for us.
I know.
And to keep the faith.
Keep the faith.
The faith that things will get better eventually.
Absolutely.
But tell that to an 8-year-old girl.
No, that's hard.
Which right now you said revisiting. And that's who I'm going to revisit.
You're going to visit Argelia at 8 years old.
I want to visit Argelia at 8 because when I think of my childhood, I see more... I don't see a happy girl. I don't recall her being happy like my kids were at 8, So when I wrote this letter a few years back, I said, I'm going to talk to 8-year-old Argelita, because that was like a defining point in my life where my parents separated. And back then, parents don't talk to you about that. I mean, now we talk about it. I'm like, look at you girls. Right. You guys have done a wonderful job in talking to your daughters so that they don't suffer as much as mommy is suffering in silence, at night when they're not watching. And my parents didn't talk to us about it. So, of course, little Argelita was going to go through some anger at her parents and at life and at God. So this is the letter I wrote to little Argelita. I tweaked it a little bit because now I'm 50. So I added something.
Little changes, right?
But bear with me. I don't think I'm going to cry as much as I did the first time, pero pues ya me conocen. My dearest Argelia, today at just 8 years old, I know you feel sad and broken. Seriously?
Really?
Seriously. Get it together.
Get it together. Get the tissue.
No, don't look at us. Just kidding. You're not even looking at us.
I know. I'm like, choking her up.
I know things at home are not going well and your heart is filled with confusion and fear. You wonder if this is normal, if life will always be this way. But don't be afraid. I promise you, better days are coming. Maybe those few well-worn toys no longer bring you joy. But you have an invaluable treasure, your older sister, Argelia. Hold on tight to her hand, laugh a lot, and be silly together because God sent her to you, knowing you would need her, especially on days like today. Remember, you are still a child, so play like one. And guess what? Together with your sister, you will discover the magic of radio. You'll spend countless summer hours recording songs on a cassette, praying that the DJ doesn't talk over your favorite Madonna, Whitney Houston, and expose songs. And yes, you'll get mad at beloved Jay Thomas on Power 106 when he does. But one day, you'll understand why these radio folks do it. Come on, change that face, girl. Wash your face. Your life is about to transform. I know it hurts to see your mommy crying in silence. You are too young to understand many things, but the betrayal and abandonment she feels is the hardest thing she has ever faced. Still, because of you and your sister, she will find the strength to move forward. Hug your mom tight, kiss her, make her feel loved and valued. That's what she needs to feel. Believe me, she adores you with all her being, even on the days when she's distant, cold. She doesn't even understand herself, but be patient. She's trying to figure things out. And I'll tell you a secret. This rough patch will pass. You know why? Because this year, a new light will enter your life. Your baby sister, Mayra. With her, you will discover just how much love your enormous heart can hold. And 8 years later, when you turn 16, you will feel that same pure love again with the arrival of your other little sister, Vanessa. At school, despite the distractions at home, you're doing great. Your teachers praise you, but I worry about how reserved and extremely shy you are. You're too quiet. You're definitely not the most social girl in class. In fact, you only have one friend. But thanks to her, you'll discover Hello Kitty. You'll sing to flans and visit Disneyland for the very first time. And you'll also experience slumber parties. Although your mom will not let you sleep overnight and she'll pick you up at 8 p.m. and drop you off again the next morning at 8 a.m. Overall, this is what makes Sandra Alfaro the best friend in the world. And I'm still looking for you, by the way. Let me fill you in on something in the department of friendships. This will be a pattern of your life. At every stage, God will send you special people who will shape your journey. Yadira in San Juan de los Lagos, Ralph and Veronica in Pomona, Mara in East LA, Carlotta, Patty, and Lila at college. Each one will arrive at just the right time to walk with you, learn with you, and leave a mark on your heart. You will be incredibly lucky to have their friendship and loyalty. And because you will move quite a bit, you'll face setbacks and challenges. You will grow tired of packing and unpacking, but time and again, you will prove yourself resilient. Like that one day in high school when you called your mom crying from your new school in Pomona, begging, please get me out of here. I'm scared of all the fights breaking out during lunch. You've never seen so much division between ethnic groups like you did at Ganesha High. And it frightens you and you don't know what to do. You've never seen so much racism. People look at you different now. And it's tempting for your mom to pull you out, but instead she says, aguanta, tú puedes, stay there. Estás ahí para aprender, you're there to learn. And she's right, you will adjust. And before you know it, you'll be kissing your very first boyfriend. But we'll talk about boys later. Body image. You will be teased for being too thin. And no matter how many second helpings you take, seconds, you want to gain weight, you'll be frustrated not to see more curves in the mirror. And even as a beautiful 20-year-old that you are, or will be, you still won't see yourself that way. This is what I wish you could change. please learn to embrace your imperfections. You will wear heavy makeup for TV purposes because you will become a talented journalist. But please let your skin breathe. Wear less. And whatever you do, for the love of God, do not let that makeup artist pluck your eyebrows. The effects last forever. I'm telling you, you will regret it. And while we're on the subject, don't mess with your boobs. I had to bring it up. I gotta warn her. Yeah. Don't let insecurities drive you to the nearest surgery clinic just because you can now afford it at 20. Are you going to wait until you're almost 30? Celebrate what you've got. You are beautiful just the way you are, like the song that you will one day love. Your complexion will sort itself out too, and your flawless hair, well, it will be the envy of many. You may even be tempted to launch your own hair product line, but we'll see. But again, the best is yet to come. Although you will have a hard time trusting men, a couple of them will break your heart, and as expected, you will be terrified of marriage. You will not want to get married. But get ready, because here comes the most beautiful love story. You will work at the very radio station you listen to every night before falling asleep. And even though you'll swear you'd never date a coworker, you'll end up falling in love with the locutor, who doesn't just present the songs, but actually sings over them too. It won't necessarily be his beautiful voice that wins you over, but it's his sense of humor, his kindness, and his heart of gold. I promise you, with him, you will laugh all that you couldn't earlier in life. And yes, you will cry on the radio too, but this time it will be tears of joy. It will be tears of joy. Happiness, because you married Omar. Happiness, because you built a family of your own, and also because you found a second family at Caleb. Happiness, because you sit in front of a microphone and share your essence with the world. You will experience magical moments with your loyal listeners, the same ones who will follow you wherever you go, and you will not understand that connection, because that connection is priceless, and you won't know how to repay the universe for all the love you receive from people you might not ever meet in person. But now I've saved the best for last. You will become a mother to two beautiful daughters, Camila and Annabella. One day, Camila will ask you, "Mommy, do you consider yourself a successful woman?" And without hesitation, you will answer, "Yes, sweetie, I do. I am successful because I faced and conquered many fears and learned to navigate others, trusting that my faith would always be greater than my fears. I am successful because I chased my dreams until I caught them, and I keep working towards the ones still ahead. I am successful because every day I do what I love most, speaking to my community through radio, sharing life with my great love, and surrounding myself with my amazing, wonderful, and beautiful friends on Comadres Unfiltered podcast, mis comadritas, Janet, Diana, Mindy, the platform that we created, but that you will be able to say that I own, because guess what? You will be your own boss. I am successful because God dwells in my heart, and the love of my daughters fills my soul. On marriage, I'm telling you right now, be patient. Pick your battles. Bite your tongue when needed, but always speak your truth. Be supportive. Make time for each other, and never forget the person you fell in love with. And when it gets tough, because it will, just remember why you love your love story so much. Little Argelita, your family will always come first, but never forget who you are and not what you want to achieve. You will be more than a mother, more than a wife, more than a daughter or a sister. You're just Argelia. Is it possible to have it all? Your mother will always remind you till this day. En esta vida no lo puedes tener todo, mija. Well, you will prove otherwise. By working hard, yet always putting family first, you will achieve balance and harmony. Trust me, believe me, you will. Nothing will be perfect, but you will learn to appreciate every blessing. So today, at just 8 years old, hold your mommy and sister tight for now. Cherish every moment of your childhood years. You're only a kid once. Smile with confidence, because you will rise above everything and you will make it. Be patient, please. Live without rushing, but never stopping. Sin prisa, pero sin pausa. Most days at 50, I look at my life and I think, I don't deserve this. Or do I? Or do we? Yes. I'll let you know right now. Yes, you do. You do deserve everything. You deserve it all. You're exactly where you are meant to be. With all my love, Argelia.
Aww.
No, que no íbamos a llorar.
Wow.
I know. What happened?
No, you know what? We didn't realize we were going to go that profound. That was beautiful, Argie.
Yeah,
that was
so
a beautiful story. You opened a lot of doors down that hallway.
I did. I know.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful story.
It looks beautiful now. But when you're going through it, you know
yeah.
that it's
Yes.
not beautiful.
No,
Yeah.
it's hard.
It's
It
not
can be
beautiful. It. Yeah, we all know it. And comadritas watching and listening, it's like, oh, that makes a great story for a book or a movie or a documentary or series
Yeah.
because it has drama, it has pain, it has all the ingredients that make a story so beautiful, like you said. But when you're going through it, it's hell, you know. And but I will say this. It's interesting how now at 50, what you said earlier, Janet, I wouldn't change a thing. Like, I wouldn't change a thing.
You're here because of all those experiences.
And
Yeah.
I
The
think
good
about
and
that
the
a lot
bad.
too.
Yeah.
Like, because I had a very tough upbringing with my dad. And sometimes I wonder, like, if I could change that, and my father was sober, and just everything would be so different. Maybe I wouldn't appreciate, all the little things, that
Yes.
satisfy me so much. And maybe my character would be different.
I was just about to
You
say
know,
that. You took the
person
words
that
right
I
out of my
am,
mouth.
I would be different. I would look at
Yes.
life differently. So, yes, at the end of it all, I just kept thinking, even though I had such a tough upbringing, would I change anything?
Yeah.
And the answer is always probably not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Maybe I will learn to handle it differently. But my story wouldn't really change. Maybe I could, we always want to save people, right? I could have done this more for my dad. I should have helped him more. But God knows that I tried so hard. That's why you can't change people. But with all that said, I really don't think I would change anything, because this is where I am now.
And it's so easy to look back, right? And said, I would have, could have, should have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy to do that. But in that moment, the Mindy that you are now was the Mindy you are then. And with all of the information that you had at that moment, you made the best decisions that you could have made. And, a lot of times we say, like, why didn't I do that? Or why did I do that? Because that was the information that you had when you made that
Yeah,
decision.
Exactly.
So maybe you weren't ready to have those other experiences, and because you let go of those experiences, other experiences presented
Especially
themselves.
when you're young and you're a kid.
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
you're not that mature to make those decisions.
Yeah.
Certain decisions. So yes. With all that said, I just feel like the reason life is beautiful is because we get to see the lows and the highs, and that's what makes it beautiful.
And you know what else makes it beautiful? That you forgive. In my
forgive.
case, right now you mentioned your father, and I mentioned, I always wonder, like, how different would have my life would have been if my dad was in the picture,
Right.
Had he never left, right?
Right.
How would I have turned out? Would it have given me character to pursue a better life? Because
Right.
the reason why he left is it just pushed me to do better for my mom. Everything was for my mom, to make her happy. So if I could change one thing, listen to what I'm going to say. It's like, I would want to see my mom happy with her husband. But guess what? That's not my life.
Right.
That's my mom's life, and that's my
Yeah.
dad's life. They have their own
Right.
story, just like we have our own stories.
Exactly.
So I have no say. I have a wish. Yeah, I wish they would have grown old together. But I learned to forgive my past, because for many years I was sentida with God. Like, que mala onda, you didn't give me two parents, forever. And this is what I had to go through. And then I blamed everything on my dad, which is also very unfair, because the
takes
reason
two,
why,
right? It
the
takes
reason
two.
why my mom doesn't have a house is because my dad left. The reason why we don't have a car is because my dad never taught her how to drive. The reason why, everything was because. And then I had to stop one day and say, no, ya basta de tanto odio y rencor. And I had to forgive the past, and I had to forgive the man. I wanted to forgive the man, and now we're friends. And I thank him for being him. Maybe he was miserable in that relationship. I'm not going to speak for him.
Right.
Life is short, which is a conversation we just had or are going to have about, you know, like, do you stick around with someone that doesn't make you happy? They made a choice, my parents, but because of that decision, I turned out, I think, the way I am now.
And there's one thing that I have to point out, because I know that you talk about your mother a lot. Like, you know, I wish she would have a partner and I wish she wasn't by herself. But I will tell you right now, your mother is so happy. She's one of the happiest ladies that I've ever seen. I mean, and you know what her happiness is? All of you, your siblings.
Yes.
That's what makes a parent happy, to see our kids thrive.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You know, to see them happy.
But
and she sees that.
She did that.
She sees that in all of you. I mean, look at all of you, each and every one of you.
Yeah.
Amazing. So that's her happiness. She doesn't need anything else but that.
Yeah.
So I think she has a successful, you know, life.
As a mom, that's her
What a
biggest
dream.
that's her
Seriously.
biggest contribution to society. She's like, yo aventé 4 hijas y todas están encaminadas y felices.
See?
Some of us have gone through, you know, rough patches with partners, but at the end of the day, I give all credit to my mom's strength. We inherit their resilience. We do inherit that.
And I want to say that when you were reading your letter, I kept picturing my daughters talking to me. So sorry.
No.
Ugly cry.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay.
I kept picturing my daughters writing that. Like, you know, so.
You know what, Dee?
Yeah.
I felt that. When I was in that part of my childhood,
Yeah.
that's why when you guys talk about what you're going through, I see it with a different lens. I see it's Argelita's scene again what my mom went through. And
During the divorce.
Yes, and
Yeah.
it's not easy. And so I see and I think more of your daughters because that's literally kind of around the age that you know. And so trust me, you don't feel it right now, but your daughters see it and feel it. And one day they're going to tell you, Mom, you're the one that gave me the strength to have a better life because of you. They're seeing everything.
And they're seeing the love that you have for them, even though they don't act like it.
Yeah.
I really do.
Oh, tell me
believe
about
that
it.
Because as
they
I said
know
in the
that they're
letter,
loved.
my mom became very cold.
Yeah.
My mom, and that's when she turned on us.
Yeah.
And I was mad at her because she was so distant and cold and frivola. And what happened to sweet mom? And when you're 8, you just want mommy to hug you and play with you. But she wasn't doing that.
Yeah.
And por eso la agarré como rencor. But then I got it. Like, wait, she was only in her mid-20s when this happened.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like, she's trying to figure life out with the love of her life just left. Like, this is the only man she's known.
Yeah.
Kind of like the same story
Yeah.
with you.
She must have been numb.
But it took me years to see that, you know?
Yeah.
So you will be okay.
Yeah.
And your daughters will be okay.
And your girls will be
I
okay
know.
too.
Yes,
They will
yes.
be.
Yeah, they
Well,
will.
You
I
know,
promise
this is
you
a
that.
roller coaster of life, right?
know.
Go through the
Yeah.
ups and downs, and you know you're in that little peak where things are looking up.
Yeah.
You know,
See.
it's like
Yeah. Yeah.
things are looking
Yeah.
up.
Yeah.
So I really love this. I ended up now loving what we did.
Yay!
I was hating it, but I'm
know.
like, wow.
We brought
this-
you kicking and screaming
I know.
into the
But now you recommend it. Now you recommend it.
I think it's healthy.
Yes, thank you.
To
That's
especially
it.
because you want to recognize like
Yeah.
how far you've come.
Yeah.
That's really it.
Like, you know what? I've come this far. I've survived a lot of shit. You know,
Yes.
like bring it on. I'm ready, you know? And here we are.
Well, and like
So-
we're talking about like the good experience and bad experience. I still say till this day that if I hadn't gone through my divorce, I don't know if I would be sitting here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like I probably, you know,
That
I
is
don't. I
so
just
true.
don't know if I would be sitting here because I might be like, oh, sorry, girls, I've got to be a good wife and a good mom, and I don't have
Right.
time for this.
Or because your
you know?
expectations are different,
Yeah,
right? And your
yeah.
time
Or you're going
schedule.
Yeah.
through different things.
Yeah.
Not only that,
Right.
but you wouldn't know what it would be like to be loved in a different way.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
You know, that you didn't
Yeah.
know before
Yeah.
because you thought that was normal.
Yeah.
Right.
And now you're like, wow,
Yeah.
there's actually good people out there that
Yes.
can love me this way.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's huge.
Like I have things happening for me that I'm just like, is this actually happening for me? And I still ask
Yeah.
myself, like, do I really deserve this?
Yeah.
And then I go, no, I do deserve
Yes.
it because of everything that I went through. And I'm like, I do deserve this. So, and I'm talking about like professionally and personally things that are
Everything.
happening. And I'm like,
Exactly.
no, I do deserve this because I sacrificed a lot of myself for a long time. So.
and nothing can hold you back now.
Yeah.
I mean, that's incredible.
And I think that's a beautiful message for all our
is.
comadritas, because trust me, I know that many of us question ourselves, like, I got to pinch me. Like, this is a pinch me moment. Is this really happening? Oh, it must have been a fluke, right? Oh, es un
Yeah.
toque de suerte.
Yeah.
No, not even toque de suerte. This is where you're supposed to be receiving from
That's
life,
right.
because this is what you put out there with your
Right.
energy. The other day I heard you say, I think in one of our texts, you left the message. You said, I am feeling so motivated. You said, I am feeling so motivated. Girls, you have no idea. I'm feeling so motivated. And that's beautiful. You deserve to feel motivated. You deserve to go for that next big thing on your plate. And comadritas hearing you too, if you question yourself, do I deserve it? Okay, question yourself, but then answer yourself. Yes,
Yes,
I
you
deserve it all.
Yes.
Yeah.
I deserve
Something
it all.
brought you to that point.
Yeah.
And also, you're working hard for it. You know, all of the decisions that you make throughout your days, throughout your weeks, throughout your months are all things that lead you to that moment where an opportunity presents itself. It didn't just happen.
Right. Yeah.
You've worked towards that moment.
Yeah.
And so those moments are the ones you deserve because you've worked for them. You worked for those moments to present themselves. So yes, you do deserve it, and we do deserve it. And no man has ever said, I don't deserve something.
Exactly.
So I'm my little girl, Janet, I can do it too.
Yes.
We can do it too. And I'm not going to let anyone else tell us otherwise, you know, and
Can you imagine all of us like the little girls sitting?
I would
my
want to. Hearing
Little
your
Janet,
stories.
little D, little
we got to
Mindy.
share photos of our little,
You know, just
You know
sitting
what?
there going,
Yes.
oh.
We're going to share, you know what? That's what we're going to do. We are going to close this episode toasting to little Janet, little Diana, little Mindy, little Argelita. So grab your cups. And right when we end this episode, you know how Janet says, hey, if you like this episode, please subscribe. We are going to add our pictures of that little girl.
Yes.
Yes.
You like that idea?
I love it.
I mean, this episode is for her.
Yes.
So I think it's only fair that we share a picture of what she
and
looked
I'm also
like.
going to include my cake.
Yes.
Okay,
Tu
my mom's
pastel.
cake in there.
Yes, the lopsided
pastelito.
cake.
do a
I
little
have
social media
it.
post, yeah.
So this toast is to celebrate our month, but it shouldn't just be a month. It's every single day. We need to celebrate our history, our growth, and the women that we have become.
Yes.
It's our personal
Damn,
history.
mamacitas chulas, preciosas.
Preciosas con las pestañas ya cayendo.
Yes.
Ugly
Eres
cry.
hermosa. Eres
Please share
hermosa.
your stories. We want to
Yes,
hear your
share
stories,
your
as
stories
well.
with us. Absolutely.
And do this with your
Absolutely.
friends, honestly.
Yes.
Like if you can
And
also
your
have this.
sisters.
And
your
yourself.
moms. Yeah.
And your mom.
Yes, your mom, your sister, yourself. You know, I think your story deserves to be told, and your story deserves to be written.
It's never too late.
It's
It's
never
never
too
too late. So if we've inspired you, yay!
Let us know.
We did our job. Salud, comadritas.
Salud.
Las quiero y
Cheers
me quedo
to
corta.
Que
vivan
Cheers
las
to
mujeres.
us.
To the
Que vivan
future.
las
Que vivan las
mujeres.
mujeres.
¡Eso! Fregonas, chingonas y desmadrosas a veces.
Thanks for tuning in today. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. We'd love to see your reviews and hear your thoughts. You can also follow Comadres Unfiltered on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook for more updates. New episodes every Tuesday. Until next time, comadritas.